All right, so when we last left Xiao Yan and his crew, they had just blasted their way into the demonic flame's inner sanctum. But standing in their way was this lone, seemingly unstoppable warrior. The real shock, though, wasn't his power. It was the secret printed right on his forehead. Let's dive in. See, this wasn't just any random guard. As this guy unleashed his full killing intent, a clan tattoo just blazed to life on his forehead, and it was the mark of the Xiao Clan. Xiao Yan wasn't just facing some foe. He was staring down a ghost from his own family. So the big question is this a long-lost ancestor or their most dangerous enemy yet? And this battle? It's not even a fight, it's a beatdown. The combined power of the flame ancestor Gunai and Xian means absolutely nothing. This warrior, swinging a giant blood axe, just brushes off every single move they make. He's a one-man army who doesn't just defend, he completely overwhelms them, even cornering and badly wounding Elder Gunai. His power is just on a whole other level. So, as this warrior lunges in to finish off Xian, Xiao Yan does something absolutely crazy. He jumps right between them, flashes his own Xiao Clan tattoo, and screams, "Senior, please stop." And what's wild is, it actually works. The sight of that shared clan mark just freezes the warrior in place, his axe stopping literally inches from Xiao Yan's face. In that tiny pause, Elder Gunai sees the warrior's weapon, and it all clicks into place. He recognizes it from ancient texts, and the truth is just staggering. This isn't just any clan member, he's a legend. This is the bloody axe Xiao Chen, a genius ancestor of the Xiao Clan, cousin to the famous Xiao Xuan, a guy who was supposed to have vanished from the world centuries ago. Xiao Yan puts two and two together pretty quick. His ancestor isn't evil, he's just a puppet being controlled by the Purifying Demonic Lotus Flame, so he has to act fast. He channels his own demonic flames into his fingertips, places them on Xiao Chen's forehead, and starts this intense process to purge the flame's corruption and hopefully bring his ancestor back to his senses. And it works. Once he's free, Xiao Chen's first question is about his family, the Xiao Clan. And, well, Xiao Yan has to be the one to deliver the devastating news. The clan was wiped out centuries ago by their mortal enemies, the Han clan. And in that single instant, you can just see Xiao Chen's grief for his lost family twist into this burning rage aimed right at the ones who destroyed them. Okay, so now they've got this powerhouse ancestor on their side, and Xiao Chen starts leading them deeper into the realm. But the physical threats? Oh, those are over. Now they're about to walk into something way worse, an insidious trap for the mind, called the Nightmare of the Heavenly Fog. They walk into this magnificent palace, and this figure on a throne booms out, "Are you ready to become my fire slaves?" And bam, this immense spiritual pressure just crashes down on them. Zan, Gunai, even the insanely powerful Xiao Chen, they're all forced to their knees, totally crushed by this invisible force. All of them, except for Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan is just standing there, totally unfazed, with this little calm smile on his face. He looks at the powerful being on the throne and says, "You like to play games, don't you? Too bad you ran into a player like me." His friends are just floored, and that's when he drops the first shocking revelation. This whole thing is a trap. And then he hits them with the second bombshell. He turns to his struggling companions and tells them why he's totally fine. The palace, the throne, that crushing pressure, it's all an illusion. None of it is real. But how can an illusion feel that real? I mean, they can barely breathe. Well, Xiao Yan explains that this is no simple trick of the light. This trap is literally feeding on their own minds. It digs into their deepest fears and uses that terror as fuel, which makes the nightmare feel completely, physically real. He reveals that from the second they walked into this space, they've been caught in something called the Nightmare of Heavenly Fog. It's the ultimate illusion technique, created by the demonic flame itself. It's designed to blend truth and lies so perfectly that its victims just break mentally. And once they're broken, they're easy to turn into mindless fire slaves. It even used the real Xiao Chen as part of the illusion to make it more believable. The illusion master is furious that Xiao Yan's figured it out, so he decides to prove him wrong. He just laughs and says, "You think this is fake?" as he conjures this terrifying trident. Then he unleashes a wave of demonic flame so intense it literally sets their clothes on fire. The pain is real, the heat is real. How can this possibly be just an illusion? But Xiao Yan doesn't even flinch. He's shouting to his friends that the key to winning here isn't strength, it's staying calm. "Remain calm, don't feed it your fear," he yells.
He tells them the illusion's only power is the power they give it. A steady mind is the only weapon that can actually break it. So as that massive trident is hurtling towards them for the killing blow, Xiao Yan just calmly raises a hand. He focuses all his spiritual energy and summons this golden, demon-breaking talisman. He completely ignores the attack coming at him and launches the seal right at the heart of the illusion. And with a blinding flash, the entire world just shatters like glass. When the shards of the broken illusion finally settle, they find themselves right back where they started, in that stark, volcanic wasteland. The nightmare is over, but they're not alone. The blast that broke the illusion also freed everyone else who was trapped, including their worst enemies, the Hun Clan. And now that a new audience has gathered, the true demonic flame decides to make its grand entrance. So let's get this straight. The Grand Palace is gone, replaced by an ocean of lava. The mental battle is over. A desperate fight for survival is about to kick off. Because, rising from the heart of that molten sea, the real purifying demonic lotus flame starts to take on a monstrous physical form.
And this is definitely not an illusion. The flame's true form appears, and without saying a word, it just unleashes this terrifying wave of power. It basically decides that any warrior below the rank of Daosheng is trash, cluttering up its home, and in one horrifying instant, it annihilates every single one of them. Dozens of powerful cultivators just pop like balloons, their bodies completely vaporized.
The survivors are, horrified. Xiao Chen, using his ancient knowledge, sizes up their new enemy. And the news is bad. He reveals the flame is a peak 5-star Du Sheng. That's one of the absolute highest tiers of power you can even reach. And with its special abilities, it could probably even take down a 6-star. They are completely, catastrophically outmatched.
And as if that wasn't bad enough, the flame decides to show off its collection. It summons 10 figures out of the lava, its personal fire slaves. And get this, every single one is a former Daosheng expert, a master-level fighter. So now it's not just one impossibly strong enemy, it's an entire army of them. The odds have officially gone from bad to impossible. So, faced with certain death, the remaining survivors, a mix of friends and sworn enemies, all realize they're standing on the exact same cliff edge. This is that moment where survival has to become more important than centuries of hatred. This is the moment for an alliance of rivals. And the one to propose this insane idea is the last person you'd ever expect. Hun Misheng, the leader of the Hun Clan. He sends a message straight to Xiao Yan, and his tone is grim and all business. He says their old grudges are meaningless now. If they fight separately, they all become fire slaves. Their only shot, their only one, is to unite. And Xiao Yan knows he's right. He hates the Hun Clan leader, but the guy's logic is sound. The mission to capture the flame comes first, and so, to defeat this one, greater enemy, Xiao Yan looks at the man whose clan destroyed his own, and agrees to the unthinkable alliance. And that's where we're leaving them. A fragile truce, born out of pure desperation, where mortal enemies now have to fight side by side against an enemy of almost unimaginable power. So, the final question is pretty simple. Can these bitter rivals actually work together to defeat an impossible foe, or is this whole alliance doomed to fail, leaving every last one of them to be consumed by the flame?